to remedy this situation, have Jeff Metcalf leave, because there's, according to Next Generation, they are not going to have both families here in the same location at the same time. They said there's a court order that says that. We've been looking through some of our documents. I don't think there's anything that says that per se. Now there is some language that says Carmelo
to be a press conference today.
Any connection with the Metcalf family in any way. So we're still trying to figure out what's going on here. It's still a very fluid situation.
Again,
a delay here. It's supposed to start at 11 o'clock.
Delaying the press conference.
After 11:30, we'll see what ends up precipitating here.
Obviously very heightened when you have this situation and both families in the same room when they haven't had this before. So that is understandable. Okay, well listen, we'll check back in with you. We know you're talking to people, and we'll get to the bottom of it. Thank you so much, Jovan. Okay, so you don't miss any.
You just heard from Jovan Honecker, who is actually live at the Next Gen Action at Work office in Dallas. And if you're curious at all about how Jeff Metcalf was able to get in there, just if you've never been there.
Jeff Metcalf is supposed to be a press conference, but Jeff Metcalf showed up at the press conference, delaying it. And he's refusing to leave. Hey, plus size granny.
Now, earlier this week on Monday, there was a bond hearing held, and that's where a judge actually lowered Anthony's bond from $1 million to $250,000. We actually went to some in-depth conversation in a special that we produced just on this issue to help walk you through this with some of our reporters who have actually been covering this extensively. And I want to give you a look at that while we wait for an update in this situation.
Hey, y'all, come on in.
Thanks for joining us here on WFA Plus. I'm Chris Sadeghi, and we are going to take you inside the hearing, the bond hearing for Carmelo Anthony that happened on Monday morning. There's a lot of public interest on this case. There were no cameras allowed inside the courtroom. So joining me are Jovan Honecker and Brittany Moncrief. The three of us were inside that courtroom, and we're here to really take you through what was said, what you were not able to see in here because of the ban on cameras. We are going to take you from before the hearing to everything that happened during, and then everything that happened after, and then we have the raw interviews with the DA, the defense attorney, and also the NAACP. I want to start before the hearing. Jovan, you cover Collin County a lot. You've covered a lot of cases at that courthouse. Can you compare the security detail for yesterday's hearing compared to others that you've covered?
So I've been covering Collin County for 12 years, covered some high-profile cases in Collin County, now court trials in Collin County. We have the Grace Ford murder case, toddler who was killed. We had Christina Morris, first missing, then later found dead, that murder case. And then the Billy Shamirmir case, that also had some Collin County connections as well. So this was a bond hearing, and normally bond hearings happen within minutes. And it's usually a stack of papers, and the judge goes through them and says, you know, bond approved for this amount, and they go through a lot of them all on Monday, and they happen, like I said, within minutes. This was not the case, right? We had a setup, we had a media plan. They had a plan for all the media to get there early. There was security. There were 8 to 10 officers, 8 to 10 deputies from the Collin County Sheriff's Department. There, we had to go through 2 sets of metal detectors to get into this bond hearing. Very unlike what I normally see.
Yeah, and Brittany, the two families, the Metcalf family and the Anthony family,
they both are at the press conference, and the Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf will not leave.
And also leaving the courtroom when it was done, one went after the other to prevent any kind of conflict.
Absolutely, they had pretty much, it seemed like a pretty strict schedule. Even when we were waiting in the lobby area right outside the courtroom, we saw Anthony's family be escorted into a side room. And around 8:30 is when they decided to let media in, and then at exactly like 8:40, that's when the family started to go in. And even when we went into the courtroom, we were filed in one by one, and they made sure each seat was filled. Media in the back. We sat right behind Metcalf's family, and then on the opposite side was Anthony's family, the Anthony family.
So once everybody was inside the courtroom, the first thing we were looking for was when Carmelo Anthony was brought into the courtroom. Was there anything about him, his appearance that you observed, or the reaction in the courtroom when he entered?
So before we get into that, I wanted to mention that there were no, as you said, no cameras inside the courtroom, which is normal for Collin County. Right? What's also normal for Collin County is you're not even allowed to have cameras in and around the court, in and around the courtroom. So The only place where you could have cameras was in the lobby. So all of the photographers were out in the lobby, the reporters were out near the courtroom. So we all get escorted in. And there's always this it gets really quiet as soon as the defendant walks in. And in this case, it's Carmelo Anthony, a 17-year-old kid. And he's in a yellow jumpsuit. He's handcuffed, and he's walking in, and it gets really quiet because the families are set. Families are on opposite sides of the courtroom. The media's in the back, and it gets really quiet as soon as he walks in, and then he looks straight at the dais.
Yeah, Brittany, did you observe any emotion or movement or action? From my vantage point, it looked like for pretty much the duration of the hearing, he was pretty stoic, staring straight forward.
Absolutely, the whole time, just straightforward. We didn't see him turn to his family, the other fammy, nothing at all.
Oh, wow.
One thing that
He didn't want to look at him and cry.
Was Austin Metcalf. His mother immediately, before the hearing even began, you can see her kind of hunched over and someone there kind of comforting her. So it appears as though she might have been crying or pretty emotional during that time. But when Carmelo Anthony came in, like Jobin said, it was pretty much quiet, all eyes on him, and he just kept looking straight ahead.
So then Judge Angela Tucker enters the courtroom, and she began the hearing really by pointing out the unique nature of this bond hearing. Some of the things we've talked about, the public interest, some not so great things that the general public is doing, the impact they're having on this hearing. Jobin, her pregame speech, if you want to call it that, was very interesting. And also that's something from my experience covering courts that you don't always get from a judge being that upfront, that right away.
And she set the tone very early. And she started off by saying, listen, my office has been inundated by emails and calls from the public who are interested in this case. And I need you to understand that I don't have any personal connections with anybody involved in this case. And she also made sure to mention, which is something that's smart that a lot of judges do. She mentions that, one, I don't have any connection, and also I've been randomly assigned for this bond hearing, which is the way Collin County, I'm assuming a lot of counties do it. Judge Angela Tucker, who has been there for close to, I think, 14, she's been there since 2012 in the 199th. Okay, so she's very seasoned. She knows what she's doing. She says, I was randomly assigned this bond hearing. It's very likely when they go through the cycle of judges, it's the administrative judge of Collin County who decides who the next judge is to take on the next matter. It's very likely she may not get the trial if it goes to trial, or any of the pre-trial stuff that happens. So she made it very upfront that I was randomly assigned this bond hearing.
And part of that transparency, I don't know if it was what you were about to mention, Brittany, but she made clear that the Metcalf family divorce proceedings,
Yes.
she was very upfront about that she did not know the Metcalfs at the time, didn't even know that this was going to be her case. I think she said just last week she learned.
Yes.
So she got it all out there on the table because she does want to head off any ideas of conspiracy or anything that the public might read into it as being any kind of conflict.
Absolutely. She said she just learned that she was assigned to the case last Monday. And as Jobin said, she went through the whole process of how judges are assigned to the cases. And as you mentioned,
Why does she have to
talked about
explain that?
the Metcalf's family, the divorce that Austin Metcalf's family went through back in 2016. And she mentioned how she had no direct connection with that hearing, with that proceeding, and how it was actually handled in auxiliary court. So she laid it all out, no conflicts of interest, and even when it was time to talk about those who might be coming to the stand or speaking, she looked through those names and
to approach and get started in a few minutes. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
The gentleman that you just saw there on your screen at the podium is DOMINIQUEALEXANDER. He is the president of the Next Generation Action Network. This is the advocacy group that is actually hosting a press conference for the parents of Carmelo Anthony. They've been releasing statements for the family.
We get started so we can put some
he's
house
back up
rules
there.
together. If we can swing over here and swing across the wall, We have security that are here in the building. We have
Wow.
the Dallas Police Department in security for the Next Generation Action Network. Let me make this very clear because I say this unapologetically. The Next Generation Action Network has never played with the safety and security of anything. We don't play those type of games, all right? We like to, whenever we doing a protest or anything, everybody in the media know we don't play when it comes to safety and security. So we're gonna ask one time for it, and ask you to slide over just one time. We're not gonna ask anybody something twice, okay? I will make sure that the safety of this family is ensured. It won't happen on my watch. I just want you to know so that you can quote it. If we have to ask more than once, just know that's coming at the direction of me. You can quote me on that, all right?
I guess he said that.
You just heard from Dominique Alexander, the president of the Next Gen Action Network. We are expecting to hear from the parents of Carmelo Anthony, the high school student who was accused of stabbing and killing another high school student at a track meet about 2 weeks ago. This press conference was delayed because the father of the student who was killed unexpectedly arrived at the press conference. Originally, the Next Gen Action Network said that the press conference would not go on as long as Mr. Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, was in the room. It's unclear. I'm trying to get information about if he is still there, how that was resolved, but the president of this organization says that they are starting here in a few minutes. If you did hear what he just said, if you didn't, we'll recap you quickly. Alexander was very clear and did not mince words about security at this event. He said that there are DPD officers as well as private security in the premises. They are here. He said he was very, very clear in saying that they were only going to ask once for safety precautions to be taken. And he said, you know, that is their big priority with this press conference. Again, unclear if Mr. Metcalf is still in the room. If you are just joining us, you know, this is a case that has created so much speculation over the past 2 weeks. You have one family whose child is accused of murder for stabbing another student, and another family who is mourning the loss of their son. And today we are expected to hear from the parents of the child who has been accused. To get their side of the story. The group that's advocating for them says that they want to set the record straight. We're getting an update now on whether or not Mr. Metcalf is still in the room. So we just learned that Mr. Metcalf, Jeff Metcalf, the father of Austin Metcalf, the teen who was killed, has left the premises. I mentioned to you a few moments ago, the Next Gen Action Network's office is actually inside of a co-working space. The owner of that co-working space asked Mr. Metcalf to leave, saying that he was trespassing, and we are told that Mr. Metcalf has left. Dominique Alexander, the president of the organization hosting this press conference, says they are expected to start in a few minutes. No word yet on any interaction that happened between Metcalf and the Anthony family, between Next Gen Generation Action Network. We are told that a representative did ask him to leave initially, and he said no. But we are, again, being told that the owner of this space said that he was trespassing and asked him to leave. So we're seeing different people come up to the podium, check audio levels. That is standard for a press conference like this. We were told by the group hosting this that it will start in a few minutes. And we, again, are expecting to hear for the first time addressing the media, the Anthony family, to get their perspective, their thoughts, setting the record straight, addressing what they
setting the record straight.
So many people.
Oh, yeah, it can.
As their son is accused of murder in this case. So we will keep an eye on this, update you with any information as we get it, and listen in when we can.
That's where his son got that entitlement. I told you it was entitlement. He, baby, they feel some type of way. It's their world. We just a squirrel trying to get a what? That's how they look at it. I'm telling you, the more it's some things that got to be going on that he is not liking or appreciating. That is clear. And then I hear, I'm not sure if it's true, the NBA young boy, I'll tell y'all later. I'll tell y'all later. And it is some more 3 stuff going on. Ooh, they ass is in trouble.
All right, guys and girls, about a minute. Sorry for the wait, you know. I like the drama, right?
We don't want no problems. We don't want no problems. Can y'all hear? They are really trying to disturb the peace.
Check, test 1 2, mic check, test 1 2. Thank Thank you.
If you take a look at your screen now, what you are looking at is video of Jeff Metcalf being escorted out of the co-working space where the Next Gen Action Network's office is by Dallas Police. You see that there. Jeff Metcalf, the gentleman who was wearing the sunglasses and the blue shirt, who's being escorted out, is the father of Austin Metcalf, who was the teenager who was stabbed and killed in a tragedy 2 weeks ago. He's being asked to be escorted out of a press conference that is being held where the parents of the child who is accused of killing Metcalf's child are expected to speak. You can see there he's shaking hands with officers. He was asked to leave. That press conference is starting now. Here's Anthony's family.
Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna spread this across y'all before I get started. Just make sure you let me know if any one of your cameras are One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, testing. We all good? We all good? Okay. All right.
Andrew Anthony, Carmelo's father, and
I
his
want to
mother.
start off this press conference to say something as a deep note that I can tell America. What we seen at the beginning of this press conference, the father being at this press conference, these are my words.
These are clear
Don't
indications.
quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son. Next Generation Action Network from the beginning has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion
To ourselves.
close. We have not attacked. We have not shared the information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf because we respect the dignity of life and loss. And as a minister, I would not attack a grieving family, even if I disagree with them. When I have stood before this podium for people who have died at the hands of law enforcement, I have asked for that same manner of respect. And even when the shoe is on the other foot, I will not do that. And all I'm going to say, so it don't be asked later, is that was disrespectful and just shows you all the character.
The
He's not
entitlement.
invited. He knows that it's inappropriate to be near this family, but he did it. And so I say to people, actions
Telling you
speak louder
they
than
forceful.
words. Okay?
They entitled.
What he has failed into is the political operatives that want to make this thing a political thing of hate yet bigotry, and yet racism. We have conservative operatives that have been posting
I thought he said he forgive.
nonstop about
I
this
thought he
case.
said he forgive. Y'all
It's
please hit the
outright
like button.
disrespectful. We haven't been doing it. The Next Generation Action Network has been here, popular and unpopular.
Facts.
So regardless of what going on, that was disrespectful. Disrespectful. And I will leave it to y'all to define it. But of course we want to. Y'all, I'm Minister DOMINIQUEALEXANDER. I serve as the president of the Next Generation Action Network. Today I come before you with a heavy heart, but determined
I
in
agree,
spirit.
Mother-
Not just as an
Mother
advocate,
Jean.
but as a black man, as a father, as a protector, in community, and children. There are 4 critical points I must address today. And I want to make sure that the public and the media and everyone who believes in truth and justice. First, the misinformation about the fund. From the very beginning, there was an intentional disinformation surrounding the fund created in the support of the Anthony family. The Carmelo Anthony Fund, hosted by Give, Send, Go. Let's be clear. The family has not received one dime. Any of the media could have verified this. But we saw on Twitter, we saw on Facebook, and so many different things of the false, lavish life of this family. $800,000 home, purchase Escalade, and private security. Let me make this very clear. The Next Generation Action Network has always had its security detail. Many of you that know us in the Dallas and Fort Worth media know that we have our own security detail. One of the individuals that escorted Carmelo Anthony out of jail is here present with us now. They are a part of the Next Generation Action Network security team. The family hasn't hired any private contractors or whatever, or splurged or whatever. But if they have the audacity to spend money for their safety and security, that's their prerogative.
Absolutely.
The family has not withdrawn, and just until recently, just yesterday, they were officially notified by Give, Send, Go that they could start the withdrawal process. But if anybody know about this process, they know that that takes about 2 to 3 days to withdraw from that and actually hit any account. But this blatant propaganda wasn't just about the fund. It was to discourage the public from giving to the fund. That's what this was about. Because just like TMZ was able to call, Give, Send, Go, everybody in the media and these news outlets that I've never heard before could have did the same thing.
Right.
When I first called Give, Send, Go, they gave me every information that I needed. Okay? So that's what
Intentional.
I'm going to say on regards to that. Let me make this very clear. This family never authorized a single fund on the GoFundMe platform. All of the funds that were raised on the GoFundMe were all fraud.
That's so messed up. That is so messed up.
All of the funds that was raised on that platform were fraud, okay? The family was the first to report these funds. One of the funds we identified raised up to $11,000. So a post about anything that stated that GoFundMe took everything down regarding Carmelo Anthony, that was at the request of the family and their supporters. This family never tried to create an account on GoFundMe. The Next Generation Action Network is very well aware of the company's policy regarding raising funds for legal defense. Okay? Since this tragedy unfolded, the Anthony family has been subject to unimaginable amount of hate,
people take
racism,
advantage.
threats to their safety.
And then blame them.
People have sat outside their house, sent objects delivered to their door, publicly harassed, online and in person. This is not just about Carmelo. It's about the family who dared to stand and demand justice and a return and receive ugliness that racism in this country still breeds. But let me say this loud and clear. We are not scared. We are not moving.
Yeah, it's the intimidation.
We will not be silent.
Stand your ground.
What I've always said as the president of the Next Generation Action Network, we will never ask the oppressor for permission to liberate our people. We will not ask for permission to stand up for the rights of our children. The Next Generation Action Network has stood on both sides of the fence in ensuring that justice is served. Now, getting to the information that the Next Generation Action Network wanted to share with the public today. And I will go ahead and pass it over to the mother and once I make this statement, okay?
Okay. Hold on.
All right. There's two more final. For the last week and a half, the Next Generation Action Network has engaged in communications with Frisco ISD to ensure that Carmelo Anthony's due process is not violated. We know that in the state of Texas, there are things that are discretionary things and decisions by the leadership of Frisco ISD, right? There are clear guidance in the state and education code regarding expulsion of a student. We have asked several times, we didn't just rush, we have had these conversations over the last several days. And we have stated that it is just outright wrong to get involved in this. Carmelo Anthony doesn't have
nothing to it but to do
he
it.
doesn't have to involve in any senior activities. But Carmelo Anthony is a 3.7 GPA student. And if he doesn't even go to class for the remainder of the year, he would graduate.
Hello.
We've asked that Frisco do not make a decision in this situation. But Frisco ISD has notified of their intent to expel Carmelo Anthony from school 1 month before his high school graduation.
Wow.
That just shows me
wow.
Frisco ISD is trying to push off the blame. And what I have not heard the media say, as many media outlets have asked us what went on, I'm trying to find how many of y'all have asked the superintendent or one single board of trustee, why didn't you cancel or postpone? With weather in that magnitude, you couldn't have a track meet in rain or thunderstorm or clouds. Y'all are the media. Ask your journalists, your weather journalists,
Probably
how the
will,
weather
Chelsea.
was that day and that time. Y'all do that research. Because as a person who is the administrator of your children,
They expelled him.
responsible for the safety of the children. And so it seems as if Frisco ISD is trying to push this off
$5 bill. Don't need
by
a
making
diploma.
this decision that they do not have to make. So The next generation action
Dollar Bill, you want to bet?
of the legal process.
You want to bet?
We'll be going through
Hey, Samantha.
different
Hey, David
avenues
Blaze.
regarding to ensure.
Yeah, that's
that we
okay. They
fight for the
mad.
rights of Carmelo.
Did they expel
So in the next
Connor,
few days,
who
we'll be
initiated
listening
it?
to the public.
Huh?
We will do direct action outside of Frisco ISD administration office because this is outright wrong.
So for everybody who said he had a knife, he got expelled for that.
Asked us to respect.
Yeah, he got
And we're asking
expelled.
you to do that same thing. You do not.
So
have
he
to get
done
involved.
got punished for the knife. But now
But it
it
is
stands your
saying
ground.
that
It's
even
clear.
with us
Let's be clear.
going and meeting or having conversations, they have made their mind up. We want to
Absolutely.
make sure that the record, that we talk truth to power in regards. I wanted to lay this out to ensure, because of the sensitivity of this case, there are so many moving factors that I have to explain. So
Y'all,
this
please hit the
family
like
does
button.
not have to explain. Let me say this about the 4th, and let me repeat this so that you guys can go to the Frisco Police Department. The reason why the family or me or anybody with direct knowledge of this cannot talk about the particulars of what happened in that tent, I know you know this is all law, is because if anybody tell you there was an adult near or inside or whatever, this current investigation knows nothing about that.
Oh, okay.
Everybody involved at this point of our knowledge are minors. In the state of Texas, you know we cannot release or talk about minors. So stop asking us the question. Stop. It's no. We can't even do it if we wanted to. Okay? We can't talk about it. So don't ask. There is a court of law that will express everything, will lay out everything. We can't talk about it if we wanted to. Okay? So make it clear. Go back, confirm with Frisco Police Department. Go back, confirm with the district attorney. Even in the bond hearing, you didn't see a single thing said about people that was indirect. They're minors. Okay? So stop. The social media, stop. I haven't saw not one person single-handedly get this right in the public. They're minors, y'all. Just stop. We can't. Don't send another inquiry to NGAN inbox. Do this, all of that. That's the reason why we felt like it was important to do this press conference today. We can't talk about it. So if you ask me, I'm just going to look at you, okay? So I'm telling the world, everybody know the state law. I'm not creating it. We can't talk about it. This family can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Nobody, unless you want to be sued. You release one of those 16-year-olds or 15-year-olds and 17-year-olds name, the law of this land tells you what was going to happen to you, okay? So don't ask that question. Finally, in regards to this judge, I do not know Judge Angela Tucker. I've never met her, never known her, never been nowhere near her court.
They worried about that, ain't they?
Don't know anything about her until we were notified that she was going to hear the writ. But the ugly attacks on her just shows Black America that no matter what you pick in the ballot box, and that is your constitutional right, it's people out here reminding us of the Black struggle in America. This woman is a registered Republican, has been for years. She put herself through school, she raised her family, she did everything. I am a registered Democrat, proud. I'm the chair of the Dallas County Democrat Resolutions Committee. I don't know that woman. And to call her leftist is just downright. The bond that was given is according to law and consistency with practice. If Aaron Dean can get a $300,000 bond when he killed a Tatiana Jefferson, Carmelo Anthony can get a $250,000. If Amber Geiger can get a $200,000 bond when she kills Botham Judge in his own home,
Absolutely.
he can get a $250,000. If Roy Oliver can get a $250,000 bond after he kills Jordan
Hulk Hogan, keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself.
Why couldn't Carmelo Anthony be entitled?
They don't have a GoFundMe account. Are you listening?
Background, no community, none whatsoever. Be placed on a ELM
Did you-
home. Please help me understand.
Listen instead of typing.
It's consistency.
It's fundamental.
It's consistent with practice. After this, y'all, so that we'll know, this will be our final press conference.
Oh, let's
until
go.
This trial.
Y'all don't have nothing to say.
We will not speak to the media again. after
Keep your
this,
hands to yourself.
okay? Don't ask
Stand your
for
ground.
comment, question, or whatever it is. The actions that the Next Generation Action Network take
Say
on
no to
Frisco
bullying.
ISD will be as separate from the legal process because we want to make sure that Carmelo Anthony's due process. This is going to be a jury case. And then let me
And
make
they
it
have
very clear.
already found him
This
guilty
is a
without
case
evidence.
that has not even been indicted. So, under the guise of Texas law,
A gangbanger. He
it's
has a
not
3.8
even really
grade point average. Never been in
proceeding to
trouble.
a trial yet because it has not
808
even
zombie.
went through a grand jury to be indicted.
Absolutely
We
not.
know.
Now,
We know the
the
jury will indict or not.
the
We don't
Metcalfs
know.
may
That's
be,
in the district attorney's
you know,
hands.
since they like
Okay?
jumping people.
And their legal team is preparing a packet for those things, and we will not be talking about the legal process regarding this case, okay? So after today, I just want the media to know, and I want the public to know. I don't care what you
Oh
say
no, that
about
was
me.
Jeff Metcalf who tried
I've
to
been in this thing for
imply
11
that what was going on in their
years.
home.
I tried to
Not me.
improve it.
Don't get mad at me. That was Jeff
I
Metcalf.
want you to say, I'm from Oak Cliff. Worser things have been said about me, baby.
Shout
You
out
don't
to
gotta
Oak Cliff.
inbox me. You ain't got to tell me. I am the first person to tell my testimony.
Hello. Oh, that's the
I don't
88.
have to prove anything to nobody.
Hello.
I am a proven testimony standing here that God, even when you make mistakes,
Hello.
God is not finished with your story.
Hello.
I'm gonna bring this mother, Kayla Hayes, and it has taken her a lot of strength, y'all,
Let's go, Miss Kayla.
and do this today. And I want you guys to respect her as she read this and giving her the respect that she deserves, y'all.
Good afternoon. My name is Kayla Hayes. I am the mother of Carmelo Anthony. 3 years ago, my family moved to North Texas searching for a better life. Like so many other families, we wanted to give our children the future we did not have. My husband worked hard every single day to provide for us, to make sure we're in the best financial position possible. As a stay-at-home mom, I made it my life's mission to ensure our children are loved, nurtured,
Yes, me too.
and supported every step of the way. In wake of this tragic incident, our family has been under attack. Whatever you think what happened between Carmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about.
Hello, they feel
The lies
entitled.
and false accusations that have been said about us, especially over the past week, has been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger, as well as everyone in our community, everyone involved in the investigation, from the police, the attorneys, and the court staff. Our address,
And they say it's not a
my
race
husband's
issue.
previous employer's address has been put on all social media platforms. My husband had to take a leave of absence because he's afraid what may happen to our family. His mental health is deteriorating day by day. We have endured death threats. My 13-year-old daughter is afraid to sleep in her own bedroom because she's fearful of what may happen to her. And let me be clear, the claims that were used about the public donation to buy a home or anything else are completely false. We have not received a single dime from the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. And the co-founder has stated that clearly. In the reality, we were just notified yesterday that we
Paul, Commodore,
to withdraw funds.
say no to bullying.
And it's
Bullying
covered
is
that
garbage.
use those funds
Say
for
no to
requests
bullying.
made.
Keep your hands to
I
yourself.
don't know why we're being
You're not
targeted
entitled
and
to move
discriminated
anyone.
against before
You're
a
not
fair trial.
entitled to put your hands
Our
on
son
anyone.
deserves the same rights
You're not
under the
entitled.
law that everyone is afforded to. He's
Full
been
justice
raised in
for
a two-parent home
Carmelo Anthony.
with structure, stability, love, and we put God
Full
first
justice.
in everything that we do.
Let's go,
We
sister.
believe in the Constitution.
Yes.
We believe in the laws of this state.
Yes.
But those laws must apply to all
Yes,
of us.
yes, you are.
Not just some of us.
Stand your ground. Say you are,
To be clear,
John. Yes,
when
you
I
are.
speak publicly about
Yes, you are.
details of what happened under the tent on that
Stand your
rainy
grounds.
and awful day.
Ask Kyle
There's an active
Rittenhouse.
investigation
Ask Kyle.
That everyone involved wants to be full.
He
and
felt
fair.
threatened, didn't he?
We believe in legal
Well, so did
process,
Carmelo
and that is where the
Anthony.
truth will come out.
Ah,
To the
yes.
family who experienced
You're not entitled to use it at
my
your
heart
convenience.
truly goes out to you. To those who have supported my
You're not
family,
entitled. Keep
thank
your hands
you
to yourself.
From the bottom of our hearts,
Stand your ground.
we ask for your continued support, patience, and prayers as we navigate this difficult process.
Those guys did not touch him. Stop lying. Well, let me remove that lie. You lie again, you gone.
I'm gonna show something up.
You lie again, you gone.
You come for me, I come for you.
That's right.
Sarah Fields.
Call him
Heard
out.
of this woman.
Call him out.
This is the kind of despicable things that led to the father being here. Political operatives motivating this family with hate. Carmelo Anthony posted on something that shows.
They felt entitled to
posted
bully.
here. These are the
Beth.
type of lies that are threatening this family.
They feel entitled to bully.
Posting the family
They don't want to
picture.
be bullied though.
These are the type of lies. She's getting millions of views.
He was bullied. Peanut butter. He was bullied on at a school function. So where you bully
Even came out
and where you put your hands on someone
She's
is
even
where they
said all
stand their
those
grounds. Stop
now
bullying
that
at
the
a school
public
function.
knows exactly what is going on.
Why didn't somebody, an adult, tell him to
Because
leave,
these
Paul?
racist bigots tried to prevent us from standing up for
Yeah.
our baby.
There
our
you go
boy.
lying, Paul.
He should be
I
afforded
will
the
not
same
allow you to
rights
lie
that
on my
Calvin
platform.
House had.
Where's that lie?
Daniel Pena and all of the people
Even Hunter himself
have
said
claimed whatever
his
their
brother
defense was.
pushed him. What are you talking
He should be
about?
afforded the same right.
What are you talking about?
Nobody in the public
Can you
media has
read?
one video camera.
Can you
but
hear?
We got the video of Kyle Rittenhouse with an AK-47 shooting 3 people in the back. We got that, and he raised more.
Keep your
than
hands
$2
to
million
yourself, Paul.
publicly,
I hope you don't make that mistake. Try to move someone.
So since they tried to come for us,
You're gonna learn the
I
hard
call
way.
for the community's overwhelming support
But hit the like button.
for this fund. The disinformation that was put out was literally deliberate to prevent you from helping.
Yeah, y'all mad, ain't you?
And I want
Y'all mad.
overwhelming support to show them the community united can never.
We gonna see you on the bed, Corey.
Can never divide. And
Keep your hands to
I'm gonna
yourself.
say this again, and this is for everybody.
Keep your hands to yourself. Loving family.
Occupant.
Loving family.
Sits at 1600 Pennsylvania.
Hey, Tamarian.
Black people in America don't have to pull the race card. It's what we live.
Keep
as
your hands to
reality
yourself.
every day.
Stop feeling entitled
It's what we have
to
teach
move
our
people.
children. We don't want to, but we have to. We don't like to.
Whatever comes with
But
it,
if you
comes
wanna
with it.
sleep at night,
Michael Gonzalez.
got to.
You are absolutely right. Whatever comes
I ain't
with
putting no
bullying
hate
comes
on.
with
I live
it.
it.
Keep your hands to
I'm
yourself.
reminded all the time that I'm a black man in America. And what y'all just showed to Judge Tucker
Yeah.
is just reminded that hate and bigotry and racial reconciliation in this country
Go get the
have
police.
respected the process.
Go get an authority.
Austin Metcalf is about to have his funeral.
It was not theirs
And I
to
wouldn't
patrol.
care, even with the information I
Yeah.
know.
See, these excuses that y'all making is why he's no longer here. Y'all made him, that's Bishop. There go Bishop.
From
Oh, he there?
speaking about that in these type of public forums, it will come out.
They better hope, plus size bed, you right. That Hunter don't get charged for his brother's murder. Since he started it with the assault.
For this trial. So I just say this real quick.
It's not against the
This is
law in
our final
Texas to
time.
carry a knife, Corey.
Speaking to public and holding a press conference
So y'all just talking.
regarding this particular case. Now, the Next Generation Action Network will talk about.
No, he shouldn't be charged. Oh, who you talking about, Hunter? Yeah, Hunter should be charged. He initiated it. He need to go straight to jail for murder
Not,
of his brother.
we won't do this again. Don't ask.
I agree, Paul. We agree. The twins didn't have impulse control. It was none of their business.
I stand 10 toes down.
You're absolutely right.
Supporting this
The
family.
twins. That's why Hunter
I
needs to
wanna
go to
thank
jail.
all of the community leaders and people that I have seen that have came here today. Bishops and pastors and clergy, community leaders with well respect.
Keep your hands to yourself.
In this community. I see them today, and I want to thank them for their presence. Because this
If I ask you not to touch, suffered,
Thank you.
you probably gonna be the next one to lose their life if you think that somebody can't defend themselves. They not only can stab you, they can shoot you in Texas. So if you think that it's okay to just go around and disregarding people's requests for you not to touch them, and you do it anyway, yeah, you the next one. You may be the next one. I don't suggest you try it because there's consequences, and there is a law in place to protect the person who does that. So I don't suggest you do it.
Has been impacted over the past.
I don't suggest you do it.
Threatened, they've been attacked, and they've been lied about.
Yeah.
She said that she believes in the Constitution and the law in her.
Now it's against the law for them to threaten this family, but they doing it, ain't they? So they breaking the law.
As what's been indicated here is going to go to trial, and she said she wants a fair trial for her son. She was very emotional talking about the way this has impacted her other children, her husband, who she said had to take a leave from work, and she also did mention the Metcalf family.
Yeah, let's
Austin
just say
Metcalf
peanut butter that is the case, but he didn't use it
says that her
until
heart
he
goes out to the
touched him.
family that has suffered a
He
loss.
gave him a fair warning.
Over the past
He
hour,
disobeyed
this
it.
press conference was actually delayed.
He broke the law.
Metcalf's father actually
Carmelo
showed up
Anthony
to the
stood
press
his
conference,
ground.
did not
And
leave
again,
asked to leave an
I'm going to suggest you not try that, because it's not going to work in your favor in Texas.
During this press conference,
Okay.
Dominique Alexander, who is the president of the organization that hosted this press conference, spoke about Metcalf being at the press conference. He called it disrespectful. As you can see here.
Yeah, why was he even there? He knew he wasn't supposed to be there. That's where his sons get it from, feeling like they can do whatever they want to do. Why was he here, y'all? Y'all in defense of him, he knew he was not supposed to be there. So what's the difference? What's the difference than Carmelo being up under the tent? He was asked to leave. He refused. He refused. What's the difference? Yeah. This is what he taught his son.
She said she wants a fair trial for her son. We did hear quite a bit from Dominique Alexander, again, who is the president of the organization that has been advocating for this family. And he wanted to clear up a couple of things. He spoke about what he called disinformation.
Very entitled.
Fund that was created for Carmelo Anthony, saying that the parents, Carmelo Anthony's parents, have not accessed.
I see exactly where they get it from.
Saying that they were just notified yesterday that they are able to make withdrawals, and that even if they were to do that, it would take some time. He also said that the family never authorized a GoFundMe account for their son. And if there are GoFundMe accounts out there, he said that they are fraudulent accounts. He also called out Frisco ISD.
The unknown.
Saying that
it ain't going to work in y'all favor.
The district's decision had been in contact with Frisco ISD. That the district told Next Gen Action Network that they are going to expel Carmelo.
Keep your hands to yourself.
He said that he believes
Stop being entitled.
this is their attempt to pass off blame. So he did kind of say some words that indicate that the organization is going to take some action against Frisco ISD.
Have the audacity to show up.
Actions would be, but he did say that this will be the final press conference, the final time that the Next Gen Action Network is going to appear with the parents, asking questions and addressing this case until.
Yeah, he knew he wasn't supposed to be there. So y'all whole argument about Carmelo just proved
extensively over the past couple of weeks. Go ahead.
Because Jeff wasn't supposed to be there, and he knew it, and he showed up anyway. So what's the difference?
That have led up to this moment right now on our website and app, and we will of course keep up to.
How much you want to bet, Terry Harris?
All of our shows on WFA Plus and on air. Thank you for joining us.
Okay, how much you want to bet? They know it. That's why you're there. He mad. He mad he not gonna be able to get his way, and he mad that his son Hunter may be brought up on charges since he initiated the fight. Absolutely proved it. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. Yeah, it's not gonna work this time. I agree. I'm sorry that this happened to you. I'm sorry that they put their hands on you. I'm sorry that where you stuck him at was a fatal wound. But I do not believe you knew where you were sticking him at. Thank God that you have remorse and empathy. That's from good home bringing. That shows that you have God in your heart. So I'm praying for you. I'm praying for you. Okay? You had every right, and I do mean every right, to defend yourself. You asked him twice not to touch you. Yes, bring a knife or whatever you need when somebody tells you not to touch them. Stand your ground. I don't care who you are. It is not against the law to have a knife at a track meet. But it is against the law for somebody to put their hands on you. It is not against the law for you to stand your ground. Not in Texas. So it's the process. You just have to go through the process. It is not against the law to have a knife at a track meet. There is no criminal law in Texas for having a knife at a track meet. So don't let these people trip you up in the head, baby. Okay? But It's an assault for them to put their hands on you. See, them people that support that mess, they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about him assaulting you first. See, they have amnesia. They skip trace on past that over there. Yeah, they don't want to talk about that. Yeah, we gonna keep standing our ground. Yeah, with a knife or whatever we choose to use. It is not against the law in Texas, but it is against the law, peanut butter. Yeah, for you to put your hands on somebody. So, look at here. So now I'm beginning to feel like you threatening me. It is not illegal. What's the code? What is the penal code, peanut butter? It don't say where you can stand your ground. It doesn't say anywhere except the school. Where you get that at? Yeah. What is the penal code? You making that up. Y'all kill me. Y'all entitled. Y'all really are entitled. That is the reason why he not here. Because y'all entitled to make the rules and break them. Not this time. Not this time. Y'all say bye to peanut butter. I done tolerated him, her, as long as I am. Because she is he or him or them are entitled to. And they feel like they can do whatever they want to do. And it's not a problem until somebody return to sender and do to them what they have done to others. Keep your hands to yourself. Buy peanut butter and jelly. Get your ass on. Who else want to go? Who else wants to go? I'm going to say it again. Keep your hands to yourself. There are laws in place for people who feel entitled to move, touch, do whatever. And it does not say where it's off limits. There is no place that's off limits. If you get out of order and put your hands on somebody, wherever you assault is where they can stand their ground. So I'ma suggest you teach that to your kids before they go to the next track meet and they decide they want to move somebody. Okay, I suggest you, instead of you being over here trying to convince me, I suggest you talk to your kids. Tell them to keep their hands to themselves. Okay? Okay? Stand your ground. They are not entitled to break the law and assault you. Yeah, he respectfully asked him twice not to touch him, not to hit him. And the bullies said, we gonna do it anyway. We don't care what you say. Yeah. He asked him respectfully and peacefully. Yeah, don't touch me. Don't hit me. And they decided to do it anyway. Just like they told Jeff Metcalf to leave. He was not invited. He gonna stay anyway. He gonna force his way. Yeah, they got it from his daddy. And Hunter was the initiator. He was the first aggressor. Hunter got his brother killed. Go talk to Hunter. Now, I see y'all don't like the truth. Yeah, see, y'all think that the law was only created for y'all. No, that's ours. We can stand our ground against y'all. Y'all can't stand y'all ground against us. Shit. No, that's not for y'all. That's not for, no. It's only for Caucasians. Yeah, okay. Okay. You're gonna learn. You're gonna learn. There's laws in place to protect. And since there was a crime committed, someone did lose their life, there is a good chance that Hunter gonna be charged for his brother's death. Ooh, man. Ooh, y'all gonna be hot. Ooh, y'all gonna be hot. Okay, so there's an active shooter reported at Florida State University. Lord, let's switch gears, cause that part is a wrap. I can't wait to see if they gonna charge Hunter for assault.
And I think this one is a
Ooh, I'ma laugh.
video got stretched a
It's
bit.
gonna rain on y'all head.
I'm gonna ask our users if we can get this to me in the correct aspect ratio.
It's
But
gonna
there you can see
rain
people running away.
on y'all head.
You can also hear those sirens in the background as well. Brittany,
See, a Black Lotus.
video to say the least.
It's a
I
traumatic video, and I'm
almost
sure
be a
that
stabbing.
your
I won my
parents
case in
are,
self-defense.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, they want to keep saying it's a knife. It's a knife.
Their students.
Yeah.
I know that.
Absolutely, it's a knife.
I'm not sure if we can pull them up, but
Okay.
current.
Let's
And,
bring in,
and
let's
is it
bring
any
in
worse than them
Chris, the former
guns
intern
and
here.
stuff?
Yes,
I mean,
the
what you mean?
channel
It was a
eight,
knife.
And, it's
Yeah, he
it's
said, leave me
fun
alone.
because, or not Chris, I was about to say it's good to see you. I just wish it was under the better circumstances.
He said, leave me alone.
How are you? Are you doing okay? And what's the latest that you're seeing from
They
campus?
said
Are you
no.
joining us from campus at the moment?
So I'm not joining us from campus right now. I'm actually in my apartment, which is off campus, but still only about a block away from the school. But I am safe
Oh, it
now.
wasn't a
But
knife.
I was at the scene when this unfortunate shooting did occur. So
Well,
I was
y'all,
in the student union.
since
I
you know
just
they
grabbed my
mad in their
lunch.
comments, stand your
I was
ground.
getting ready to work on some of my meteorology homework. I am a meteorology major.
By any means
I'm a
necessary.
junior, just for some further context. But
We
I was
gonna
in the
see,
union,
Lip.
from the east entrance of the building, I saw
So is Hunter.
running in to the building, and I'm pretty sure I heard someone say active shooter, but
Hunter needs to go first.
What's up? Because there are students running and screaming in the middle
He started it.
of this building, and that's why I barely had any time to react. I had to grab what I could. I was able to. grab
Hunter
my
got his brother killed
paper. I deleted everything else.
because he was scared.
I got out of there as fast as I could. On my way out, though, I did
Hunter got his brother killed because he was scared. His brother had to help him move the guy. What happened?
actually end up tripping on some stairs, so I did
Next
sprain
time,
my ankle.
go get a
So I'm
coach.
just trying to take care of that right now, and I did get a couple of cuts on my left thumb and then also my right leg, but right now I'm resting up at home. But kind of going back to the scene, after I got out of the union, I took cover behind some bushes.
Yeah, it may be Hunter that get that 15 years that y'all hoping Carmelo get. Y'all gonna be sick as a wounded puppy.
Because it seemed in pretty rapid
Y'all gonna be sick than a puppy.
I do not know personally, like with for sure confirmation about injuries or fatalities.
Mm-hmm.
But I did hear several of the gunshots. I was able to get hold of my parents.
Jason, go put your hands on somebody
I've been checking on my loved ones for the
and see if they
past
stand their grounds with you. See how that work
But
out.
after the gunshots kind of subsided a bit, I did hear a lot of law enforcement get onto the scene, and from there I was able to kind of run, but it was a little difficult because of my ankle again. But I was able to get
the Metcalf boys always try to move people?
The northwest side of campus.
Do they always assault people?
Campus. The student union's kind of in like the heart of
Answer that
campus.
first.
A little bit on the more northern side, but still like right in the middle of campus where this shooting took
Answer
place.
that first.
I
Done.
didn't see any shooters, but I heard the gunshots. But it seemed to take place, or
Y'all asking the wrong people the wrong question. Asking why did they put their hands on him?
So I'm, that's where I believe the incident occurred somewhere within that area. Again, I don't know exactly where the shooter was.
Thank you so much, Chris, for painting this picture for us. I'm sure that you were in shock and disbelief. I'm glad to hear that you're okay and that you're able to join us. I'm glad
There's
that
a
you're checking with
shooting
your
at,
parents and your family at this time.
FSU, Florida State University.
Talk to me a little bit about
Active shooter.
just the emotions from this. You know, we hear about we hear about shootings, school shootings that happen.
Stand your
on
ground.
campus, and we would hope that it would never happen to you.
We know Florida is a stand your ground state. They kill people over Skittles.
After experiencing what you did today, how are you feeling?
I'm
Stand
honestly,
your
I'm still
ground.
trying to process everything.
I don't care who it
I know
is,
you've probably heard
what
many
race
people
they
say this,
are.
but
Stand
genuinely,
your
honestly,
ground.
One of the people that, never thought in a million years this
See,
could
I don't
happen to me,
discriminate.
And, well, today, it did. I'm just, I thank the Lord that I'm safe. I was able to make it back to my car.
I'm glad you're safe too.
One piece, just very minor, cuts and stuff like
But
that.
get you a knife.
Again, resting up right now. I was able
Get you
to
some
get back
protection.
home. I did kind of take a different
Even on
route back
school
home
grounds.
because I just wanted to
Yeah.
avoid campus at all costs.
See, you see how I don't discriminate?
Back
Yeah.
home,
The
to my
rules
apartment,
apply to
off-campus
everybody.
apartment, safely.
It's not a one-sided rule.
Several other
Stand
students,
your ground.
Many who did not have the time to really run away or just flee the scene. Many of them were hunkered down.
Y'all done
in
lost
the
y'all
buildings
mind.
on campus. I have several friends who were just kind of sticking it out in the EOAS building or the Earth Ocean Atmospheric Science building, as well as some other places like the Love building. Now, what I have heard from some of my friends is that law enforcement have started going into those buildings and
Don't nobody know what type of knife it was.
from those areas.
Yes, you're exactly right. They're going in one by one, clearing out and evacuating students by giving a safe word. But I also
We don't know what
like
type
to
of
know
knife
there's
it was.
There's an
Brittany,
FSU alert that was just sent out.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to hop in. Stand by here, Chris, for just a second. What do you got, Brittany?
All classes, university events, and business operations are canceled through Friday, April 18th. That's tomorrow. Essential employees should
Oh,
check
yeah, I
in
got
with
mine.
supervisors for further reporting instructions. Athletic events in
I ain't gonna
Tallahassee are
play with
canceled
you.
throughout the weekend, and the
I ain't
Tallahassee
gonna give you
main
too many
campus
warnings. I ain't gonna tell you
continues
but
to
one
remain
time.
in a shelter at this hour.
All right, and we are also monitoring a situation with, I believe right now from the White House. Yeah, President Trump is with Vice President.
Frankly, I
JD
think
Vance.
Carmelo
I can
Anthony
show
was
you
too
this
nice.
picture
He
here
gave him
really
too many
briefly,
warnings for
folks.
me.
We are paying close attention to if President Trump addresses the ongoing situation at Florida State University. Paying close attention to this. If President Trump says anything regarding the developing situation at FSU, we will pass it along here to you. I do not know if he has said anything yet. I'm going to check with our news team in the newsroom as to whether or not any update.
We in an open carry world. Keep your hands to yourself.
As he continues to meet with dignitaries.
Now that's your mama done,
We're
is.
monitoring that, of course, on
And,
platforms. But can we bring back?
Put your hands on somebody, you gonna see who the nutcase. You gonna be a dead case.
It's okay right now, but I will say it's kind of hard to walk. I've been kind of having to
That's what you gonna be.
kind of hop on my right leg, like really around my apartment. It's kind of rough, but I'm just gonna what I've been doing before this call, I've been just propping it up on my bed, just kind of icing it down, just kind of letting it heal naturally, but kind of the same thing with my other leg.
So I want to start from the beginning.
Let me see if I can minimize some of this.
A new crop of folks joining us on Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Take us through where you were, what you were doing, and when you said that you heard gunshots. So take us through all of it from your vantage point.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was in the student union. I just grabbed my lunch, just I finished eating. I was getting ready to do some of my meteorology homework when I saw a large amount of students running into the student union from the east side, screaming, and I believe I heard active shooter. That's when I realized I need to get out of there. So I did. I was running with a bunch of other students. When I was heading down the stairs, I did unfortunately trip, and I did sprain my left ankle. Just got a few cuts. But other than that, physically, I'm okay. But after I got out of the building, I went behind a couple bushes near the union, and that's why I started hearing several rounds of gunshots. So I knew this was a real situation. This is not a false alarm. This was something that was happening right now. It was an imminent danger to the students on campus, and it was just honestly surreal. Like, I was hearing several rapid fire rounds of loud bullets. It was a very loud sound. It was horrific. I mean, I never thought in a million years something like this would happen to me. And at my school, like, I've been attending FSU for 3 years now, and I never could have imagined that something like this could have ever happened to me. But after the gunshots kind of subsided, I immediately heard several law enforcement units heading to the scene. Their response was quite rapid, so I do commend them for that. However, I still don't know, like, you know,
you've been cussing them out, Tamarian. They mad, baby.
Suspect or suspects have been apprehended yet. But after I took shelter, I was able to make it to my car, which was parked on the northwest side of campus. And from there, I had to take kind of an alternate route back home. I just wanted to avoid Tennessee Street because I know you actually shared some video from my friend Ryan Zedergren. His video caught.
That's your friend?
Yeah, I'm friends.
Wow.
With, I believe you also used a video from Garrett Harvey. I'm friends with both of them. So,
which is funny, well, only because that was just pure coincidence that those students happened to send in video that was in no connection to you, Chris. So, you know, even with
there's active shooter.
It was earlier. I mean,
multiple hospitalization at Florida State
sent us in
after active shooter alert
earlier, and we thank them for sending in them. In fact, let's show some of that video here. This is first from Ryan. But I'm sorry, Chris, continue.
Yeah, you're good. So in those videos that are on screen now, I mean, you can see the law enforcement units are beginning to arrive there, and several students are, trying to evacuate. And it was a very, I know I felt distraught because I was like, what on earth is happening? And
Christopher
from that point, like, and I know
Malab,
videos.
stand your ground, sir. There's an active shooter.
It's kind of on the main roadways in town.
Go get you a good butcher knife, just in case he run up into you, run into you on ground. School campus.
Except
yeah, stand your ground.
Even though I live only about a block away from campus, I usually tend to commute, so that's why I try doing everything I could do to.
But y'all, you already know that, because y'all think that y'all the only one can use that law. Y'all gonna learn today.
So I did go a little bit of a different route just because I want to just avoid the campus at all costs.
It is not a law that's just made for y'all.
Larger loop back to my apartment, but I am safe now, and just kind of.
Please support the platform. Hit the like button.
My thoughts here, just trying to process like what exactly. What happened today at the museum.
I want to circle back to what I said when we first saw your face. I'm just really...
Hit the like button. You ain't gonna come in here and talk noise. Harass me and not hit the like button. Not today. You better tap that screen on your phone or hit the thumbs up. Hello. Yeah, go ahead and leave. Or hit the like button.
Being shared on social media to the contrary that it is no.
Oh yeah, he gonna work it out.
Situation.
I think they know.
True.
Because
it's still an active shooter situation. And the active emphasis, or the active
plus size Betty. Why else if you know? Cause see, he was the one who was saying, "God forgive." He had faith over fear. He had the God of over everything. And I forgive him. What happened to that?
Of an ankle injury there. I know.
What happened to that?
You're a strong guy. You'll bounce back. Have you heard anything else?
What happened to I forgive him?
To the student union at that particular moment?
Yeah, cause you finding out that things ain't going the way you thought it was gonna go. It ain't as cut and dry.
Check in
There's laws in place for that. Oh, yeah. The Lord done left him. The devil playing tricks on him. My mind playing tricks on me. Yeah, the devil done came and took over. Now, I don't forgive you no more. Cause they saying Hunter, my last son, may be in trouble for putting his hands on Carmelo. Yeah. Now I don't want to forgive them no more. Now they talking about pressing charges against Hunter. I renege on all that forgiveness. I don't forgive you no more.
On campus, the Donald L. Tucker Civic Center. That's where
I take it back.
So sorry to interrupt. Can you pass that along?
I lied. I lied. Just like Hunter lied.
That a suspect is in custody. Let's bring up that report now. Brittany.
I said that for the TV.
A suspect has been taken into police custody.
I didn't mean it in my heart. Y'all better get them lights up.
The extent of the victim's injuries was not immediately known, and there were no additional details about the person who was in custody. The person was not authorized to publicly discuss details of the ongoing investigation and spoke to the AP on the condition of anonymity.
Okay, multiple hospitalizations remain. Suspect.
But they gonna learn today.
And that's what we've got right now from
That's why they mad.
Associated Press.
I'm telling you.
Continue to scan different organizations.
He said, I take my forgiveness back. How you gonna press charges on Hunter? And his twin brother lost his life. Hunter admitted it. Now you want to say he made a mistake. He didn't realize the severity of the words that was coming out his mouth. He didn't realize that he was telling the truth. And the truth may not let him remain free. That truth that he said, that he admitted to. Because they was the big seniors on campus. Everybody feared them twins. They was the jock of the school. So they can push their weight around. But he didn't realize that the words that was coming out his mouth was gonna set Carmelo Anthony free. Let me repeat that one more time. He didn't realize that the words that was coming out his mouth, the truth as it was, when he admitted to putting his hands on Carmelo, that truth was gonna set him free. Now you wanna turn that story around and make him the aggressor. Now you wanna turn that around and erase that from social media. Can you bleep that out the news? My mama done wrote a script, and she told me to replace that with this. Replace everything that y'all did, the aggression that y'all had, and put it on Carmelo. Make him the aggressor. Don't say what you said. Don't say nothing. But make him the aggressor So your ass won't go to prison. I ain't gonna be able to handle myself if this turns out to go against Hunter. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? This ain't how the story is supposed to end. Why did y'all ever say something to him in the first place? He wasn't talking to y'all. He wasn't bothering y'all. So why did you say something to him in the first place? Austin would have still been here, Hunter, had you not turned around and started harassing that young man who wasn't talking to you, because y'all had never met a day in your life. So why did you even turn around? That's what the mama needs to be saying. That's what the mama needs to be saying.
They are taking students to the Civic Center.
Hunter, please explain to me, why did you turn around? Why was you fooling with that man?
That update. But, again, this is still just,
That's what you need to ask Hunter.
You know, it is still an...
Why y'all don't want to ask Hunter that?
You know, we do know from the association...
But shout out to Hunter.
One of the suspects has now been...
Shout out to Hunter for telling the truth. Hey, Regina. Shout out to Hunter for telling the truth.
I can also vouch for that because I have not...
Because the truth gonna set Carmelo Anthony free. Oh, Lord. Yeah, Hunter is gonna be the reason why Carmelo Anthony beat that case. Huh? And let's be clear. Let's be real clear. The punishment for Carmelo Anthony for having a knife at the track meet. Are y'all ready? He got expelled from school because it is a Frisco ISD issue. It's not against the law. So his punishment, let me repeat it, his punishment for having the knife on a school, on the school event at the track meet. Yeah? He was expelled from school. That's as far as it's gonna get, because he did not break the law for having the knife at the track meet.
Sure, the AP is reporting that a suspect...
The school expelled him.
According to AP.
So he did get punished. Pressure, he got punished. He got expelled for having the knife at the track meet. That's about as good as y'all gonna get. Reckon that's why Jeff Metcalf was there. Cause he mad, he hot as fish grease. Yeah, y'all want him to be punished? He got punished. He got expelled from school a month before he was supposed to graduate.
Yeah, and we should pass along here as well that they have at least 6 people who have been hospitalized.
That is the punishment he gets for having the knife at track meet. So the Metcalf should be happy. The young man got punished. Ain't no punishment for him being up under the tent. He did not break the law for having it there. And now that we got that out the way, now it's about standing his ground. And by law, by law, he had every right to defend himself.
It is still a shelter in place at this time. I know everyone's probably, asking themselves, my goodness, why?
I got 2 little cousins in Frisco ISD. Ooh, Lord. That dad is a bully. Absolutely, Regina. Yeah, absolutely. He breaks break the rules. He feels entitled. He's forceful. Yeah. He gonna force his way. He didn't care about them calling the police. He didn't care. They asked him to leave. He refused. It's just like Carmelo Anthony said, "Don't touch me," and they did. That is a very entitled family. We see where he get it from. Here we go. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Let me say it again. The apple don't fall far from the tree. And as we saw today, that daddy feel entitled, and he taught it to his sons. Yeah, they asked him to leave where he was not supposed to be, and he refused. What is the difference than Carmelo Anthony being up under the tent? Huh? Where y'all say he wasn't supposed to be. Jeff Metcalf was at that press conference where he wasn't supposed to be. What's the difference? Yeah. Y'all want to make the rules and y'all want to break them. But there's laws that's in place for every citizen of Texas. It's not just for you. Yes, I know that's hard for you to believe. That the law that was placed for black people. Yeah. Aggressive African American people. It's going to be used against your aggressive sons. Ooh-wee, man. Ooh-wee, man. Ooh, that's a culture shock for y'all. I know it. I know it hurt y'all feelings. But you may want to get my lights up. I'm going to have to remove you from up out of here. Keep your hands to yourself. Especially in Texas.
Know the extent of those injuries and why they're in the hospital. So we're just eagerly awaiting that.
There is a active, well, he may not be active, but it says suspect in custody, 6 victims in the FSU shooting. Oh my goodness. What is the world coming to? People need, even that you just gonna do what you want to do. Leave people alone. Leave them alone.
One of the most recognized athletic programs in the southeastern United States. So while that might seem to be like an afterthought, and probably feels like to many it's an afterthought, canceling home athletic events is still a big deal when, of course, it comes to
he assaulted people. What? He abused people. He assaulted people. He's aggressive, disrespectful.
Basically, athletics have been shut down even before the alert has been canceled. FSU taking, getting ahead of this.
Y'all gonna learn today.
Events through Sunday.
And of course, we're going to be seeing this. This is a very fluid situation. Information is coming in on a minute-by-minute basis.
Today.
And that's why we're here, to bring you that information.
We're going to bring in Chris one last time. Chris, we're going to keep the Zoom room open in the event that you would like to share something along with us. But any final words? And again, happy to hear that you are doing okay. Concerned, of course, for your classmates and the rest of the FSU family. As we again hear that at least 6 people are hospitalized as a result of what has transpired. So any final words before we say farewell and let you get back to talking with your friends and family?
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
Stand
first
your
of all, I
ground,
just
young
want to thank
man.
the Lord for keeping me safe during this horrific event. Again, I never would have ever imagined that something like this would ever happen to me. I mean, I've grown up hearing about these events, and I just never thought it could happen to me. And to see something just so horrific happen to the place that I call home. I've called FSU my home for the last 3 years as an undergraduate, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And, my heart goes out to everybody that's been impacted by this awful situation. I do want to thank, the FSUPD for, their very quick response. And of course, I would like to, thank JB, thank you guys so much for bringing me on to just, allow me to, share my experience. And I know that FSU is a very resilient and very strong community that, we can get through this adversity together. And I know it will take, the healing process will definitely take, a while. Like, this will probably affect me for years. I mean, like I said, never would have imagined something like this could happen. Like, when my mind was completely focused on other things, I was, it's almost final season. I'm definitely very interested to see how the university handles these last 2 weeks of the semester. Next week being the last week of our courses here, and then of course after that is final. So definitely just a lot of uncertainty right now. But above all, I am just really glad I'm safe. I'm just glad to be hearing from my my friends and family that they're also safe as well. I know my phone's been blowing up for the last 2 hours, but just really glad, to be here and just to be here. Just really grateful, just to be all things considered.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Chris, we appreciate you being here and being brave and telling your story and sharing your perspective with us. Please send our very best to your classmates, members of the FSU family.
Stand your ground, young man. Tell your friends to stand your ground.
Just let us
you
know
have every right to defend yourself on that campus.
Thank you for your time.
If somebody put their hands on you, try to assault you.
Chris, our former intern here at WFLA News Channel 8, doing a really good job. He was a intern doing meteorology with the Max Offender Rate Weather Team, but putting on his news hat, his journalist hat for us, and providing his perspective. So we really appreciate him joining us. We have heard that President Trump, he has addressed the FSU situation, and we will be turning that sound around here for you shortly.
I will not be watching that.
He actually, in fact, he's live. We'll just show it to you here, live from the White House. This is going on at the moment, a scheduled event.
Okay, y'all.
It must be. Apologies for that, but with all of the press in the room, you would imagine.
Yeah, okay, y'all. I'll be back later on.
That the president was
I holla.
Is the situation.